Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Jamaica with Jamaica Life. Hey, get some pep in your step, girl. Now we gotta get some stuff planted today because time is running out. Even though I'm in Texas, I am in zone 8B/9A. Hence all the tropical. Oh, that ain't tropical. Up there is tropical. All the tropical plants. Sometimes you can get away with some of that stuff. That's a lime tree, and it's liming right now. Today is about planting in stages. We as gardeners or homesteaders, for that matter, because shoot, I try to get as much done as possible, and sometimes, y'all see a couple of my videos out there with them goats, I overdo it, and that is not good. So I decided this year with the garden, I'm gonna take my time, and every day I'm gonna plant a little bit. So I opened up a spot over there where my edos or my taro, that's what I call it, my taro was, and we're gonna go ahead and plant. Initially, I was gonna plant all of the same variety bulked together. And then I was like, well, it's more interesting if it's mixed in. So that's what we're gonna do. There are a couple of plants that I have ready. My bok choy, for example, is ready. I could plant those. I have some Mitchie Healy that looks like it's ready. And these have to be replanted. I'm just gonna take the big ones and put them in the ground. Got some broccoli plants over here that are definitely ready. And what is this? See? Boat plant. Some of them are real small, and you know why they're small? There's not enough space for them to grow, but I'm gonna take the strong ones out and repot the smaller ones so that they get some room. Then I have some black eyed peas that can go in somewhere. This may not go on the ground. That may go in the container with the where the flowers used to be, because I took those flowers. Other flowers was dying. Them zinnias, they were just they were just pretty. You know how I am about pulling stuff up. But some of this stuff has to go because it's gone. It's gone. I have a couple of other plants here that probably can go in. What is this? This one is Hilton cabbage. You see that? That's true leaves. They're real small though. Somebody's eating my broccoli. Look at that. Any of my leaves or my weeds that I pull up, I leave them there. I don't know if it's a good idea to leave the weeds there, but I do because I want the compost. I want this to go back into the soil. So I go ahead and scrape it all up, right? Look at this. And leave it there. So this side needs to be done, but I cleared this little bit right here. So that's what we're gonna work on, little by little, getting the fall garden in. So the first thing I need to do out here is go ahead and water that portion of the garden. If I don't, I won't be able to dig through it and the seedlings will suffer. So first things first, let's just run the sprinkler for about 20 minutes and then we'll go ahead and get to planting. Rome was not built in a day. Sometimes I push myself a little bit too hard, a little bit too far, and I don't want to end up passed out here. It's gonna be hot, and we have fire ants. I have fire ants. So let's go ahead and look at the seedlings and decide what we're gonna put out here. Usually I mix it in, but this time I was thinking about keeping all of the same things together. They're all brassicas. I have to think about it. It looks better when it's mixed to me, especially when they all fill in. They're all different colors of green because everything is green, right? So if you have one color, example, I'll show you. You have one color out there, well, it's just gonna show it. But then if I have it, let me wait till this thing comes over. If I have it in stages, maybe it'll look good. I have never done it that way. You know, I just plant. I plant, and the plants will tell you what they are. The ones that are the same are going to look the same. I still cannot, I don't know if my sweet potatoes did as good as last year, but last year had way too many, so that's not okay. That's okay. My okra is definitely still doing its thing. Little by little, I've been clearing it out. It's going to take a while, but here are the turnips. Actually, I need to harvest turnips. These are the turnips that we just tossed out here. Now, I did something different with the kale. You see that? I'm gonna have to do that again. So when I put the turnips out, y'all remember I went under that tree over there and I put that over the turnip seeds after I put the seed down. Well, I didn't do that on this one, and guess what? There are some kale coming up, but there's more weeds than kale. So I think I'm gonna, instead of going through and picking them out, I'm gonna have to start over. Now I have kale. I always hedge my bets. Anything in life, you should have a backup plan. Anything, for everything. If you can, always try to have a backup plan, because nature's gonna do what nature's gonna do, especially when it comes to something that you you can try to keep it alive, but if God doesn't want it to be alive, well, it's not going to be there. If it's not going to be there, it's not going to be there. There's a lot of plants that are growing in areas where they shouldn't be growing, and they're growing well. So, I have a strong belief that we are just a steward, but he's the one who decides whether they're going to make it or not. So I have kale here that I planted. Hedge my bets, because I have a bulk seed packet for kale. And these are just now getting their secondary leaves. They're not ready. So I'm gonna leave them here for a while. And then we'll go ahead and get them in the ground. It's time for us to gather the tools of the trade. So I'm gonna get some blood meal. Definitely blood meal. Some fertilizer, some 444 that I have. And my hori. I got some bone meal in here also. And we're gonna get some of this stuff in the ground. Let's pick out some plants. So you all know I have rabbits, which means I got rabbit poo. So I'm gonna get some of the rabbit poo and I'm gonna mix it in there. I'm not gonna use a lot, but shoot, it don't take a lot. It don't take a lot of fertilizer out here or anywhere. Fertilizer works pretty good. So I'm gonna get some of their the cold compost from the rabbits. I'm gonna sprinkle it over here. From what I hear, rabbit manure has a lot of nitrogen in it. So that is the reason why I have rabbits. I didn't get a lot of rabbits, but I got enough. Enough to give me what I need. And the soil here is really rich because I keep the leaves, even the sticks. I even keep the sticks in the area until they deteriorate. Let them work their way back into the soil. So I have some of the commercial blood meal. I'm not using a lot, that much. See them hand? Maybe a little bit more because I missed a spot. And let's do some bone meal for that root structure, because there's a lot of roots it's going to have to compete with. A lot of people say that bone meal and blood meal are expensive, but you're not supposed to use a lot. You're supposed to just use a little bit. I just dust it, just like that. Then I'm gonna get some of this 444 right here and just sprinkle it on there. When I was collecting the rabbit manure from the the guy that I met who had a rabbitry, I guess that's what you call it. He had a lot of manure and it had bugs in it. And he was like, well, and other bugs won't hurt you. I said, you know what? If it didn't have bugs, I probably wouldn't want it, because if you don't see bugs in your soil or in your compost, natural stuff that you get from a rabbitry or from your coop, or well, the coop is hot compost, you gotta let that sit. But if you don't see any bug in the compost, something ain't right. If the bugs won't eat it, either should you, or you shouldn't put it down in your soil, because something ain't right. If it smells funny, now blood meal and bone meal, they're gonna smell funny, but if you get in compost like rabbit stuff and there's no activity in that compost, don't use it. There's some kind of chemical in there killing off everything. So that's just my take on it. Let's go ahead and get our plants. I'm gonna go ahead and grab some plants and put it in here with my hori. I know it's messy, but it's a gardener's life. Got this from Tractor Supply. This is and it was on sale. This is better than the ones with. Look how thick that thing is. Man, I was happy. How many times I've been struggling with my knees. I'm gonna get about 2 tree collards. I got some bok choy right here. Let me get another one of bok choy. Let's see, what else do I need? What are you? This looks like cabbage to me. I'm gonna leave that there. I'm not gonna put the peppers because peppers need sun. We'll come over here and we'll get some of the smaller ones after I get these big ones in the ground. So I found my Ford hook, one of the ones that I didn't up pot. I got some leaves that got pinched off when I've been moving around because it was some kind of rodent or something eating my plants. So I got my Ford hook Swiss chard right here. We're gonna put that right here. We got plenty for that little space. And if I don't, I just get some more from over here and we're just gonna mix it in. Mixed salad or mixed greens. Let's get it done. Okay, they're good. The roots have taken. Take my hori. I don't want it too close to the ground, to the sidewalk. All right. And cover it back up. One down. I think I want another one. And I have my Ford hook here, and there's about 4 plants in here. Move this out of the way. All I'm gonna do is separate them. If I get any extra soil, you know what I do. I put it back in the pot. Okay, they're sticking together, just like I said. But it'll be all right. Put Ford hook. Ford hooks gets taller than that plant right there. So we're gonna move that over. Here we go. That's for it hook. Let's get another one. And just separate it best as you can. Get as much root as you can. Open it up and backfill it. I'm gonna put one right there. Right here. Make sure you cover all your roots. Okay. Next is a tree collard. This is one. Now these are perennials. So I'm thinking. I'm thinking about putting these in pots because they ate mine. I got, how many more seeds do I have? I'm not putting this in the ground. We're gonna put this in a container. Executive decision. Let's go and get another plant. All right, what do I have here? Hilton cabbage. Is this Hilton cabbage? Yes. Hilton cabbage, yes. That's what that is. Snowball cauliflower. Let me see if it has the secondary leaves on it. No. Romanesco. No, that's not Romanesco. What is this? Broccoli. Bok choy. That's bok choy. I got a bunch of bok choys. Maybe I should put some more of that out there. Because I have this is bok choy. I think I have some more bok choy over there. And I have bok choy here. And then I have I have 3 bok choys. Okay, let me get these little bok choys out. For this, I use this. I hate bending over. Use this little plastic knife. These little pods to pop them out. Somebody sound like they're on a ventilator. I can't figure. I think it's one of them fat old turkeys. They getting big as HELL. That's a bok choy. There's Seinfeld down, so I'm gonna use it. That's a bok choy. This is a cauliflower. It doesn't have its true leaves. Mustards. Let me get some mustards. Mustards get huge. Okay, I got 3 plants here. Let's go ahead and get these planted. Well, you know what? I'm gonna get some more from over there. Let's go over there and look. This is kale. Some of them have their secondary leaf and others don't. Let me see. Searching, searching. Shake your groove thing. Shake your groove thing, yeah. What is this? The more I look, the more I find. Green mustards. Man, let me get some other mustards out. I got too many mustards. Ah! No! They didn't fall far. Let me get these mustards out. I got a bunch of mustards. I like mustards. Get them out. That's another mustard. That one's not there. Okay. Got a tray. A sign full of mustards. Mustards get huge. Don't think that these little things right here ain't gonna get big, as they get. Man, I stepped on this thing. Get that out of the way. Don't want that to come back up. Move over a little bit. Get my hoary. Now we're gonna get this in the ground. See what I was talking about? How they get stuck together? That's why I didn't do a seed snail roll for them. There's 2 of them. See that? And they're strong. I feel the strength in this plant. That's one. No, that's too close. That's another one. Another thing you notice I'm doing, if I get any big old clumps of soil, I move them aside and I find some soil that is broken apart. That big old clump of soil, it will inhibit your growth. So I think I got it, but I gotta get this weed down because it's irritating me. So we got this little portion done. Ouch. Thorns. Got to be careful. That is gonna be beautiful. We got 3 more mustards. Gonna put them over there. But first, I'm gonna saw this joker down. I know y'all want to get in the ground. All right, let's get these 3 done. I'm gonna get some more rabbit manure. We'll plant these 3 mustards since we took them out. But we can grow there, so can my vegetables. That's my motto. Chop it up. Grab a mustard. Cover it back up. There we go. I know they look like a small space, but it's gonna be a lot of food that come from that little corner. A lot. All I have to do is make sure I take care of it. That's the thing. Keeping it watered is the main thing. It's rainy season though. I want it to be established before it gets cold, because even though it normally does not get cold here until December, you never know. I'm not in charge of it. I'm not in charge of the weather. I know that. I know that I might say something, but that don't mean it have to be that way. So we have 2 tree collards, and these are black eyed peas. So let's go ahead and get the black eyed peas done, because I want to fulfill my promises. I said I was going to put them in, and we're going to put them in. So I have 4 of them right here. Maybe 6. I see some stuff coming up. 5. See another one. And these are black eyed peas for sure. I see the hull. So I'm pulling it out of the container. Knock off the extra soil. And let's do this. Oh, I forgot. Let me fertilize this joker. It hasn't been fertilized in a while. So I got some blood meal that I'm just gonna work in with my hand. And put this one in. I might need to put some more soil. It's strange. The soil will drop in your container plants. Just all of a sudden, just no reason, it just disappears. And there's no holes, big old holes in the bottom, so it's not sinking into the ground. I believe the plant is just eating up the soil. And that's what it normally does. Plants, the roots eventually take over the whole pot. So, especially when you have a perennial in here like I do. We'll put that one right there. And I think, no, I'm not going to get any more soil, because then I'll cover up some of the other seedlings. That's 2. That one is full of vines. It's full of I'll show you in a minute. Here's another one. This is 3. I think I'm gonna side dress it with some bone meal. Just run it over with my hand so it don't blow away. Yeah, I need to put some more soil in here. It's just disappearing. It's sunk maybe a ½ inch since I put it in here. I know it settles, but man, that's a lot. Put just a little bit. See that? That is enough. Blood meal. Bone meal is still on top. Let me move that around. And I don't know what you 2 are, but you're gonna go in there. All right. Throw that in there because it needs it. All right, let's go to the other one. I'm gonna get some more soil and put in this one for sure, because it's not enough. Now this is a sweet potato vine. It don't belong here. I'm gonna feed it to my rabbits. Right there, that's going to the rabbits. Make sure I cut down the right thing. That's going to the rabbits. That's going to the rabbits. The leaves, I'm gonna pull the leaves off and give it to the girls. He ain't too nice to me, so I don't give him no treats unless I have extra. That's just the way I feel. That's how I feel about it. I shouldn't be this way, but why be good to the... Do I need to get more water? We see water on the ground. Why be good to things ain't good to you? So I'm picking off the leaves and we're gonna give this to the rabbits. I see your head perking up, girl. You a user. You ain't nothing but a user. Them first. They're nicer than you are. We could eat the sweet potatoes and so can your animals. Sweet potato vines, the slips, these are edible. They taste, actually, they're milder than spinach. Some people snub up their nose to it, but I don't. Especially when it's gonna save me on feed. See my girl? She getting knock over her food, that white one. The regular food. Look at this. They don't appreciate this. Move this out the way and give them this. This is what they want. They prefer the natural stuff. You are bougie somebody. She said, it ain't in the bowl. Why it ain't in the bowl? Huh? The white one is more down to earth. Shoot. There you go. It's in the bowl now. If y'all don't want it, I'm going to give it to somebody else. Now she's eating it. Look at her. Here we go. Oh, you. This is what you want, huh? Stop, girl. Put it. She's like, put it down. Put it down. A homesteader's work is never done. All right, let's go over to the other side now that I cleared a little bit of space. I gotta give him some too. I feel bad. I'm like depriving, even though he don't like me. He made that very obvious. I don't think, yeah, there's already some beans in here. See that? I don't want to put it in the ground because I know that ain't gonna work. Let's look around. And these have to go in a pot too. Shoot, choices. Shoot, I got good problems, huh? Some people don't have enough, and I'm growing too much. All right, got my two tree collards here, and then I got my beans. I probably won't plant these till I figure it out. That's the one we broke off a couple of days ago. Throw it in there. And I have some spent soil here, right? We're gonna augment this stuff with some new soil and with some blood meal, bone meal. Should go and get some rabbit poo. I'm gonna go get some rabbit poo. You know how long I've had this bone meal? For over a year. People say it's expensive, but shoot, you don't grab a whole bunch. You don't need this much in a pot, and even if it's a bigger pot. You need about a teaspoon, a tablespoon full. I can't grab it because they all broke up. About, maybe that's too much. That's too much. So we're gonna mix that in. Seems like it's gonna rain. I'm gonna go and get a shovel full of rabbit manure and we're gonna put that in. And then we got some soil, some compost soil over here that we'll mix in also. Rabbit manure. Mix it in. Did I put 444 in yet? No, not yet. About a tablespoon of regular fertilizer, commercial. It says it's organic, so I'm just gonna take their word for it. We're mixing this in. And let's go get some of the compost that I have over here that I purchased. Put some of that in. I might go and grab some tree leaves to put some microorganisms in here. I think this thing was on the ground though. We're just gonna mix it all in. Try to get a consistent. I won't break the pot. Try to get a consistent soil mixture. You don't want one part to be denser than the other. You're not going to get it well mixed by hand. But you're going to get it mixed enough. I have some more here. Now, my tree collars are right here. And I don't have one that has 2 in it. I believe they're lonely if they're by themselves. So, let me get this, mix this in. And this is peat moss and perlite, or cocoa core. It's not regular soil. I got this from one of them store-bought plants that passed away. Mix that in. I'm gonna go and get some leaf mold. All I'm gonna do is go up under a tree that hasn't been touched in a while and pick up some leaves, and I'm gonna mix that in to bring some microorganisms into this to help break down some of that manure. Although it's cold compost, the little, there's something just I don't know what's going on in there. Cool. I'm gonna get some microorganisms in there to help break down the compost and to feed the plant better. Careful, girl. Put it in this one. Mix it in that one. So I'm mixing this together. Right. Mix it together. Okay, we're gonna open this thing up. Get our tree collar. Turn it over. Knock some of that soil that's on there, the good stuff. Because I wanted to search. I should have wet this thing, but I will. I'll wet it. Put that one. It's not high enough. Put that one right there. Yeah, that's good. And get this one. Take some of that soil off. I'm not trying to lose no root. I just want to take some of the soil off because I want it to look. I want it to search. Put some more soil right here so I get it to the height I want. And backfill it. What was that? That thing was too big to be moving. Pat it down. It's gonna drop, that's why I did this. So I'm putting more soil in here. Just like that container out there dropped. And I don't have anything to put in there right now to fix it, but I will. And we got our tree collars done. Just like that. This is Jamaica with Jamaica Life. Go ahead and start planting your fall crops out, even if you see I'm sweating, right? It's 90 something degrees out here. Even if you down south, because you need to get those roots established, and we're running kind of close. I mean, it's hard. You know, you put it in too soon, it goes to flower. You put it in too late, or your roots don't get established, and then it doesn't grow. So you gotta find that in between, and I think now is the in between. I'm in zone 9A/8B. Take that into consideration if you're growing this stuff. Tree collards are perennial. The rest of them are annuals or biennials, so they'll be around for a while. And just get your stuff done. Get your stuff done. This is Jamaica with Jamaica Life. I thank everybody for being with me, and I will see you guys on the next one. I got water this time. Bye, y'all.